Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act, known as DTPA, protects consumers against deceptive practices in any dealings. Consumer is defined as any individual, partnership, corporation, or governmental entity that seeks to acquire, by purchase or lease, any goods or services.
General requirements for real estate license holders. In the state of Texas, as in most states, real estate agents must hold a license. Agents must also follow general rules of conduct, which is set out across several laws, codes, acts and commissions. In this video, we will discuss the general requirements for Texas Realtors. The duty to the client can be summed up as the duty of care, disclosure, loyalty, accounting, and obedience to the client's wishes. In addition, the Texas Real Estate Commission, TREC, governs the conduct of realtors. TREC regulations state that a licensed business entity becomes inactive when it is no longer qualified to transact business in Texas, or its designated broker's license is suspended, including probated suspension or revocation. TREC requires that a license holder must pass a criminal background review prior to being licensed. Regarding showing, a person must be a license holder to provide access to a property for a prospective buyer or tenant. An open house must be hosted by a license holder. The amendments also set out the circumstances under which a license holder can provide an unescorted person access to a vacant rental property. Let's look more closely at the Deceptive Trade Practices Act, in relation to real estate transactions. The DTPA was enacted in 1973 and has been amended since. In addition to the changes regarding how the DTPA affects real estate license holders, the Texas legislature enacted a new statute that expands how the DTPA can be used with regard to real estate. The statute became effective September 1, 2015. The new statute relates to providing a remedy for fraud committed in certain real estate transactions. This statute includes any injury a consumer claims is involved in the transfer of a title, in the kind of transactions covered by the DTPA. It gives city attorneys the same authority as district attorneys to initiate legal actions and requires city attorneys to assist the Consumer Protection Division of the Attorney General's office in the prosecution of these types of claims. The new statute also requires that 75% of any penalty recovered in a legal action brought by a district, county, or city attorney must be deposited in the general fund of the county or municipality in which the violation occurred. General fund is the main general operating fund for a county. The source of these funds is primarily property taxes, but also includes fines and fees, interest, intergovernmental transfers, and charges for services. Four common DTPA violations that apply to real estate agents. 1. Misrepresentation. 2. Failure to disclose. 3. Unconscionable action. 4. Breach of express warranty. 1. Misrepresentation. An express misrepresentation of a material fact that cannot be characterized as advice, judgment, or opinion. Failure to disclose. A failure to disclose information concerning goods or services which was known at the time of the transaction, with the intention to induce the consumer into a transaction into which the consumer would not have entered had the information been disclosed. Unconscionable action. An unconscionable action or course of action that cannot be characterized as advice, judgment, or opinion, by using the superior knowledge and experience of the real estate agent to take advantage of the ignorance of the consumer. Breach of express warranty. Breach of an express warranty that cannot be characterized as advice, judgment, or opinion. Representing that a guarantee or warranty confers or involves rights or remedies which it does not have or involve. A consumer has 2 years from the date of the offense to sue the offender, and must first send a DTPA notice to warn the offender of the complaints and the intention to sue. The notice usually resolves the complaints in a lot of cases, because the parties will reach a settlement out of court. The consumer may also have issues against other players in a real estate transaction, not just a realtor or real estate agent. A complaint may be brought against the different parties involved in the real estate transaction. The DTPA has a long list of violations that apply to all sorts of consumer transactions, not just real estate transactions. There are at least 31 different possible violations. Here are a few of the more common violations. 1. Passing off goods or services as those of another. 2. Causing confusion or misunderstanding as to the source, sponsorship, approval, or certification of goods or services. 3. Causing confusion or misunderstanding as to affiliation, connection, or association with, or certification by, another. 4. Using deceptive representations or designations of geographic origin in connection with goods or services. 5. Representing that goods or services have sponsorship, approval, characteristics, ingredients, uses, benefits, or quantities which they do not have, or that a person has a sponsorship, approval, status, affiliation, or connection which the person does not. 6. Representing that goods are original or new if they are deteriorated, reconditioned, reclaimed, used, or secondhand. 7. Representing that goods or services are of a particular standard, quality, or grade, or that goods are of a particular style or model, if they are of another. 8. Disparaging the goods, services, or business of another by false or misleading representation of facts. 9. Advertising goods or services with intent not to sell them as advertised. 10. Advertising goods or services with intent not to supply a reasonable, expectable public demand, unless the advertisements disclosed a limitation of quantity. 11. Making false or misleading statements of fact concerning the reasons for, existence of, or amount of price reductions. 12. Representing that an agreement confers or involves rights, remedies, or obligations which it does not have or involve, or which are prohibited by law. 13. Knowingly making false or misleading statements of fact concerning the need for parts, replacement, or repair service. 14. Misrepresenting the authority of a salesman, representative or agent to negotiate the final terms of a consumer transaction. 15. Basing a charge for the repair of any item in whole or in part on a guarantee or warranty instead of on the value of the actual repairs made or work to be performed on the item without stating separately the charges for the work and the charge for the warranty or guarantee, if any. 16. Disconnecting, turning back, or resetting the odometer of any motor vehicle so as to reduce the number of miles indicated on the odometer gauge. 17. Advertising of any sale by fraudulently representing that a person is going out of business. In the next sections, we have intentionally left out some DTPA violations due to how complex they are, and because they cannot be summarized easily in this video. The violations covered here are the most common consumer complaints. The DTPA is often used in conjunction with other laws, such as the fraud statutes in the state, to bring a lawsuit. If intentional misconduct is found under the DTPA, the consumer may be able to get triple damages. 21. Promoting a pyramid promotional scheme. 22. Representing that work or services have been performed on, or parts replaced in, goods when the work or services were not performed or the parts replaced. 24. Failing to disclose information concerning goods or services which was known at the time of the transaction if such failure to disclose such information was intended to induce the consumer into a transaction into which the consumer would not have entered had the information been disclosed. 25. Using the term, corporation, incorporated, or an abbreviation of either of those terms in the name of a business entity that is not incorporated under the laws of Texas state or another jurisdiction.
That concludes our summary of the DTPA. If you have questions or think you may have a complaint, please contact your local attorney. This video is for educational purposes only.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this one, remember to subscribe to our channel.